Have you ever noticed women who, when their last kid moves out of the house, they get a dog or a cat? They get a pet. And these are women that have never had pets, never expressed a desire to have pets, but suddenly they get a cat or a dog. And we just got to have something to love. We got to have something to nurture, to baby, to pamper. So we get pets. And then we find out, oh, I should have done this from the beginning. No, I'm kidding. Kids are the best, and kids mean grandkids. So, but I saw a quote today, and I don't want to start this lightly because I'm going to talk about grief. And I saw a quote today. Grief is one of the deepest, hardest pains because it is love with nowhere to go. And I think that's why we get a pet when our kid moves out, because we've still got that nurturing, we still have that love, we still want to baby something, but that doesn't have anywhere to go. So we get a dog and we baby the dog. At least that's how it happened for me. I have a cousin that she never had pets when her kids were little, didn't have time. She worked all the time. But within a year, she had her little dog, Sunny. Loved Sunny. Sunny was her baby. Well, grief is that way, and you can't replace it with a pet. It's not, yeah. Maybe we might try, but yeah, but we still have that love, and it has nowhere to go. Mm. It's just so hard. And in those early weeks, months, year or two, mm, it's just so hard to even know where to channel that and how to channel that. I think I got started thinking today because um, I I'm off work for a few days, and I'm decluttering. My nephew he's got his own place and he needs some of my furniture. So I have a chest of drawers that's actually, it was his anyway, but I filled it full of all of my junk. And so I had to clean out that chest of drawers so he can have it. And all the stuff that's in it, all the drawers. I never had that chest of drawers. It was his. So, but somehow it came into my house, and you know how it is, drawer space, closet space, any kind of space, it is going to get filled up. You're going to find something to put in it. So now I have to get rid of stuff to, since the chest of drawers is leaving. And I think our heart is like that. We compartmentalize, and we have just all these layers and levels and drawers and dark spaces and light spaces, and where we put our emotions, our feelings. And with grief, how do you channel that? To channel the empty nest was easy. You get a dog, or you just stay busy, and then within a couple weeks you realize, oh, this is great. But it's easy to channel that type of love, but the grief is just so difficult. Let me know if you are currently channeling, trying to redirect the love that you have for the one that you lost, whoever that is in your life, and what ways that you're coping with it. Some of the different ways that I learned to do. It took me a long time, and I'm still learning. I'm still every day. It is um, it's a journey. It's just growth, and yeah, it's just where I'm going. But I wasn't just grieving for losing my husband. I was grieving for the life that I wasn't going to have anymore. The retirement that we were looking for, just everything around our house that both of us, we had built this house together, this home, this life. And I was just mourning that. It wasn't just him that was gone, it was my future. It was everything that I had ever considered for my life and what my life was going to be and what it was going to become, everything was gone. Everything, yeah, it's just so, and it changes all the time. It just changes, it grows, um, you just don't know where you're going. And am I ever going to get out of this? Am I ever going to get through this terrible, terrible part of my life where I don't want to be? So there are things that you need to do to on this journey, things that you have to learn. And well, it helped me anyway to take care of myself. Uh, the biggest thing, or the first thing, was to let myself feel everything. And I did. Um, the first few months, I would just cry. Nobody tells you about being dehydrated. You just weep and cry and mourn and grieve. And I would get so dehydrated and so dry. And of course, just water, maybe some electrolytes, but just water, the only thing that's going to help. But I was just always dehydrated. And dehydration makes it even worse, makes you moody, frustrated, irritable. So be sure to drink a lot. But I just felt everything. Everything was so raw, just like an open wound. You just feel everything. You feel the air. You feel every heartbeat. It's just so exposed. But you just have to feel it. You have to work through it. And it's easy to try to not do that. Try to avoid it. Try to escape it. Try to get away from it. Because, I just need a break. And I would sleep a lot because I wanted a break. I didn't want to have to be, you know, in that moment, in that experiencing that. So I would go to sleep because that was a lot easier than feeling the pain. So I would try to escape through sleep, but I had to just feel everything. Finding safe spaces. Um, I have a lot of wonderful friends, family that would just encourage me, and I created this channel to hopefully to be a safe space for someone else going through grief and loss and pain, um, where you could just find support and empathy from someone who's been there, knows what it's like, and can hopefully we can encourage one another. So this was my safe space, this channel among my friends and just wonderful people. And I have so many wonderful people in my life that I so appreciate. But find your safe space. Feel your feelings. Don't hide from them. And find your safe space. And I had to take care of myself. In the beginning, and this is awful, but I would think to myself, if I found out, and I know this is wrong, so you can tell me if you want in the comments, but I already know. Um, I would think, if I went to the doctor and the doctor said, Teresa, you have terminal cancer, I remember thinking to myself, and I would kind of play it out in my head, and I'd think, I have cancer. Well, okay. I was never suicidal, but I really didn't care about anything. I didn't care about living. I didn't care about still being here. Let me know in the comments if you have experienced that. And of course, we get past that. And if not, you really need to talk to somebody. If you haven't, move past that because you will. But yeah, I didn't care about anything. I didn't care about vacations, visiting anybody, seeing anybody, catching up with friends, catching up with family, with my grandchildren. It didn't matter. Nothing mattered. So I had to learn to take care of myself. I had to keep myself healthy. I had to lose weight. I was gaining a lot of weight because all I wanted to do was eat and sleep and cry. Um, So I had to take care of myself. I still had to earn a living, so I knew I had to keep my body healthy for that. So it's going to be a while before, um, I could rely on other things. But I had to keep myself healthy, and it wasn't just physically. At first, it was physically, but then eventually, it gets to the point where spiritually, mentally, um, yeah, it's tough, but it does come. Just keep yourself healthy, take care of yourself, and not only does it you need to do that, you need to be healthy and fit and all that, but also for your mental health. When you are physically healthy, you feel better in every way possible. So there's just so many benefits to being physically healthy. So that was the one way that I had to learn to take care of myself, whatever that means. And those little acts of self care, painting my fingernails. I bet I went, and I'm such a girly girl, and I went about 2 years without painting my fingernails. I didn't care, all that kind of thing. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But I have started usually painting my nails, wearing makeup again. I didn't wear makeup, all that kind of thing. But there's little acts of self care that you will start doing. It will, there's so many benefits to it. So just go ahead and do it, even when you really don't feel like it. And if you're like me, you're a girly girl, it will make you feel better. Just even for a moment, just a little smile, a little bit of pleasure. Yeah. So, but we have to remind ourselves, and it sounds crazy, but we have to remind ourselves to do that. And then um, I moved forward by keeping my husband's memory alive. And I would do that by journaling. Oh, songs, love songs that reminded me of him. Sometimes, and I still do it today, not as bad, but I still do it. Um, those old love songs, and that we would always laugh and kind of tease each other about when they would come on the radio. Well, now, man, they just tear me up. It was just hard. It was really hard. And when I wanted a good grieving night and I just wanted to lay on the floor and just cry for hours on end, you guessed it, I would play that music. And it might start out at first, the first couple lines might make me feel good and remember him, but I would just give in. It was one of those bawling, squalling nights, and I would just play those old songs and just weep and cry. My aunt, who, God love her, she has lost her husband and three of her four children, besides both her parents, various a nephew that she was super close to. She practically raised him when he was little. She's lost him. She knows loss. She knows grief, but she's such a blessing, such a wonderful, wonderful lady. But she always tells me, "Don't do that. Don't focus on the sad. Don't let yourself give in to those sad memories. Go Move forward by thinking good things, thinking of good things. Uh, a sunrise, just enjoying that sunrise, watching that sunrise. Um, I'm hearing my wind chimes outside right now. It's breezy. It's the end of March, and I'm hearing my wind chimes. And just find pleasure in those type of things. Whatever reminds you of creation and God's blessings, find pleasure there. She said, Teresa, don't go down those paths where you listen to those old songs and you just cry and grieve and let yourself give into that. She probably knows a lot more than I do, and she's probably right, but I guess being in my flesh, I do give into that sometimes. And I let myself just listen to those old songs. And I think of we'd be riding in the car together and it would come on the radio and we would kind of like reach across the console and squeeze hands and remember when we were young and silly and that song, whatever. So Focus on the good, but occasionally you're going to want to give in to your grief. And I say, do that. Uh, we don't want to stay in it too long. And it is easier for me now not to stay in it. For there were not that long ago, I would do that. I would give in to that and cry all night. And then I couldn't hardly sleep when I would go to bed because I would still be just so upset and just grieving. That does not happen very often anymore. It's been several months since it has. And before that, it had been months and months and months before I had given into that. But occasionally, whatever helps you, those tears, those emotions, those feelings. I am not a counselor. I am just someone who is there and who's been through it and is trudging along. The grief is still back there. It's dogging my steps, but its bark is not as loud as it used to be. Its bite is not as fierce as it used to be. It's still there, but sometimes I can kick it away and walk a little faster and get on past it. But then other times it catches me, it nips at my heels. So we just have to give in sometimes. But it does get easier. Let me encourage you. It does get easier. The Lord is with you. I'm here. This community is here. We just want to bless and encourage one another. And I appreciate each of you. I have gotten a lot of encouragement from this channel because of you. And so I just want to thank everybody. But I hope you're having a great day. It's nice outside. The sun is shining. God is still in heaven. He loves us. We are unique and highly favored. So just remember that no matter what you're going through today, I want you to be blessed and be encouraged and have a blessed day.